Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at the T side of my student Zeuxis or Dominic. He is 18,000 to 19,000 K ELO in Premier and face at level 8. He tells me that he struggles with his awareness and he relies a lot on his aim. Now this is actually part 2 of this video. I did in the first half and the video before this. It'll probably be linked in the description if you want to see it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I do want to say this though, I thought I was recording twice, but the thing is I wasn't recording my mic the first time, and the second time I actually was not recording, so I kind of went through this a couple times already, which is kind of awkward and funny. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Also, this is kind of basically my first time watching this, aside from those two mishaps, so there are some things I'm going to say about the early rounds of this half. And the first thing I've noticed, at least, is that the T's are going out mid. Now this guy smoke connector and window, as I presume, and what I don't like is that when my student goes out mid, he takes the fight on window. Now I don't like that. You guys go out before the window smoke pops, and the con smoke, or con smoke does not really matter that much, but the window smoke is pretty important. If you go out without this going out, yeah, you risk a chance of a CT holding you, and you're just getting tapped easily. Now you have to know this, bro. A Glock against a USP at this distance is so unfavorable for the Glock. For one, even if you hit his head, you don't instantly kill him. You need to hit it like another headshot or another body shot or two before you actually kill him. A USP can headshot and kill at that angle. So you guys, oh wow, you have to be really very careful about that. And what I don't like now is that you are holding for your teammates for whatever reason. Now, it's okay on gun rounds, but on this round, on a Glock, you're taking more and more long range fights, which are unfavorable to you, which I don't like. Because if you get peeked by USP on an off chance, or on the chance that you do, which in some pugs honestly you will, you're dead, you're cooked. Now, and as a result, you guys are staggered on the pistol round. What was supposed to be a rush is now like a staggered, kind of like a cluster funk. I said F-U-N-K. And now, as a result, these two players get picked off with no trades, and they're split off, not your problem, but still, you staggered intentionally. Now, that guy walks out as well, and it looks like he was unready for that as well. Now, remember, awareness goes much further than just knowing where your enemies can be. It's actually, in my definition, I'd say, is like a deduction. Now, what I mean by that is something you know, or if there's something or an area that isn't cleared, like this area, a market, for example, assume that it is not clear and assume always that there is somebody there. And that's kind of what I like to do, because there's so many people that are lazy with their clearing, even in the pro level. If you think somewhere could be somewhere, someone could be somewhere, or you haven't cleared it, hundo P, and unless you have like evidence or like information that says otherwise, expect it, clear it, whatever. In this case, you would expect it, but like, let's say if you're clearing a site and like firebox is not clear it, man. It's more, you'll be better safe than sorry. If you don't have the time, then that's okay. But in this case, you have to fight with a teammate, but it's just too far gone, I believe. Everybody is just so staggered. There's two people here, one person here, one person here, one person here, at least at the time of the deaths. So very awkward. But next round. This is the eco round. We lost the fit pistol round. Now I will say, on a lot of rounds, on eco rounds, a lot of teams don't really have like the biggest idea of what to do, especially in lower elos, and that actually leads to a lot of losses. Which, you know, it's okay, it's an eco round, but if you could at least get a couple kills, how would that work out? I would say be faster than this. Don't just hang out here, because as a result, if you eco rounds, if you give people time, in any round, if you give people time, the CTs have time to set up their defense. And as a result, look at this, they're all dead. Now, what I'm saying is, if you go out fast in the beginning of the round, or like even this applies to whatever map, whatever strat, but if you go out fast, oops, sorry. How do I, okay, well, if you go out fast, A main, in the beginning of the round, flash, 3 people out palace, whatever, the CTs are still going to be setting up their defense. And what I mean by that, they're molotoving, they're smoking, they're flashing mid, whatever, right? They're still not in the spots they want to be for the rest of the round yet. So that's why if you come out in the beginning of the round, smack dab, you have a bigger chance of winning the round, or at least getting some picks, because then these CTs might be caught with their pants down, and that's good. We want them with their pants down. Sus. But you guys know what I mean. try to, you know, skew the chances as much as in your favor as you can. And a fast one always works, you know, or it might not work, but you know, you could always try to do that and it would work more than you expect, I guess. Now, last video I did say something about committing and how you wanna like practice your micro. Now, shooting here was a little lazy, I must say, or not lazy, but not optimal. Cause let me explain why. Or let me just start off with what I don't like in this round. Okay, number one, no window smoke. Number two, no con smoke. Number two, no flashes. Or con smoke, optional, but window smoke, so important. And no mid flash, and no support. And with all of that in knowledge, or to this guy's knowledge, he decided to come up mid, crouch, and spray. Now, is that a problem? If you're donk, no. But if you're not donk, yes. Now, why is that? You're taking the dry fight here, and you're basically, when you crouch, it's like a declaration of independence, bro. Or I don't even know what I'm saying, but like you're declaring that you're a statue, bro. Because if you fail that spray, or even if you get that one kill, which you might, and you're trying to get out, uncrouching and moving takes longer than if you're just counter strafing. So what if in this time, boom, cap player peeks you, boom, con player peeks you, boom, second window player, because somehow they do that. You never know, but it's not optimal, bro. Crouch spraying and this long of a distance is not very, very good, and if you fail, which you might, because controlling your spray is a little difficult, or even if you just miss because this person is like counter strafing really hard, you're dead. Instead, yo, counter strafe, man. You don't have to crouch. Don't rely on your crouch, okay? This game is okay. There are a lot of scenarios where you can rely on your crouch, but not in the long range fight when it's awkward. Now, right here though, you are baiting for your A teammates, so you should try to bait more or take more fights and fight more, use more utility. And what we see is not a lot of utility used. You use a nade, 2 flashes, or you use a nade and you still have 2 flashes and a Molotov. Now, I know you're trying to fake the mid presence here, but you know what? Okay, let's say the enemies are a tad bit better, right? You know what's going to be going through their heads? One, there's only one guy mid, guys. There, go hunker down in the site, cause they know you're setting. You're faking, bro. If there's only one, that's so cap, bro. So instead, you have to kind of mask your presence. You have to kind of create the illusion of players. Now, how can you do that? Well, for one, bro, maybe drop some more smokes in the beginning of the round, and don't be the only one going out when you know the CTs can see you. So I would say smoke window, smoke top mid or something. So that way, the CTs, they don't know for sure if somebody can be out mid. You're denying them information. Now, it's a little awkward, of course. Now, of course, this guy's still got a kill underpass, but still, 3 players are unconfirmed. At this point, in their heads, it's not a definitive mid play. It is a split to them, or maybe a late side take. So you got to be careful about that. Now, also the fact that you didn't really get the kill is also kind of awkward, and you also don't have a lot of impact here. Come on, man. You have to be okay. Well, it's okay. Maybe it's okay, but maybe I'm overlooking this or overthinking this, but the window guy can peek you when you're doing that. And once again, it's a declaration of a statue. You're basically cooked if you ever get peeked from window. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Be aware of who can peek you whenever they can peek you, or if you haven't cleared it. Now, once again, your homies all went out and died. A-mates somehow all within like 2 inches of each other. While one of your teammates, let's not worry about him. He's not in the equation. And you are completely off. Not horrible, but listen, man, if you're going to be baiting, you have to make more impact than that. You went out, shot a little dinky, dink, and that was it. And your teammates went out and all died, and they had all the people in the world to defend. Now, it's not wonderful, because you've had basically no impact in pulling any players towards mid, and now your teammates are down, and their bomb is down. So if you want to bait better, 1, deny information, 2, use more utility to create the illusion of players, 3, kill a player. That's important, man. You have to focus on that. Now, I guess it is good that your teammate is flanking, but it's so awkward at this point already. Once again, don't move back and shoot, because it's just kind of more awkward. W80, the 80 counter strafe it, so you can shoot better. Not counter strafe backwards and forwards, counter strafe sideways. Okay, it's better. It's easier to shoot. Now you making a little too much noise. I would say still they know that the last guy knows you were connector, but if you cut noise, who knows? You could have maybe ratted stairs or ratted back to mid or ratted wherever. He doesn't know. The thing is, he has to clear you to know for sure. Now, we'll see what happens now. This is awkward. If you're peeking this and he's looking at you, you're dead. Don't take your util out, bro. Just take the fight. You can maybe flash behind you, but if you're gonna be so blatantly peeking out and trying to go for the like Molotov, you're gonna die, bro. Most of the times, you're getting caught with your pants down, and getting caught with your pants down is not good. But catching them with their pants down is good. Sus. Weird. But y'all know what I mean. Once again, bro, learn your insta windows, bro. Wait, is there a smoke here? Oh. Yeah, it's late. Now, one of the most important pieces of utility you're ever gonna want to learn is a Mirage insta windows, with the frequency of when you play this map and how how much a window smoke is significant. You have to learn your insta window smokes. If no smokes, if you don't want to learn smokes, if you only want to learn one set, learn your insta windows. It's not as hard as you think it is, and I promise it's gonna get you very far. Even like Face It level 6s have no insta window smoke, so it's so important. That's good. Once again, though, I don't think you have to. Your style of shooting is way too risky and way too. It's like high risk, medium reward. Cause now, once again, if you whiff and you get up and he peeks you from con, you can't get out of the spot. You need to 1, reset your spray, 2, get out of that and reposition. And in that time, he's gonna have sprayed you down already, and you would have been dead. Now, maybe just tap, spray, strafe, tap. Or do something else, man. Just not immediately crouch spraying. That should not be your first instinct, because otherwise, your statue, you're very heavy. In game. I'm not trying to fast shame, but you know, that is what happens. Once again, kind of awkward, because you guys end up being turrets on mid, and you guys take no space after like the initial first 2 seconds. Sure, you guys have mid control, but what's the plan after that, right? Are you guys trying to initiate the con control? So if so, set up some utility, or maybe cat set up more utility, or maybe if you guys want to just group up, go back to A as well. Especially you guys have no bomb. It's not very time efficient, and the pacing is just completely off. That guy fights on his own, because I think he feels a sense of duty, because none of y'all mid players are doing anything. You guys are just holding, waiting for a CT to come, but that's the CT's job. Unless you're lucky, and unless you're playing against Stewie 2K, these CTs are not going to be peeking you, man. I'm sorry, but most likely not. Like, sure, you can wait, and maybe they will peek into you, because the CTs eventually need information, but more often than not, they're just going to be hunkering down on their sites. So, yeah, there's that. Yep, now you gotta get bomb again. Now, it is a 3v3, but all of you guys are split up. This guy is taking a fight. This guy needs to take a fight just so he can come up con, but I would say you two need to group up first, because now, untradeable. Well, tradable, but, you know, it could have gone worse. Especially against better opponents. On the 1v1. Awareness. You have to be aware of where the enemies can be. If you haven't cleared it, okay? If you haven't cleared it, you have to go bit by bit, okay? Now, you have to go, like, clear jungle first. Clear this angle. Like, just slice it, you know? Make cake slices on the cake. Get rid of the stairs first. No one's peeking stairs. Nice. What about bottom stairs? No one's bottom stairs. That's great. Well, what about jungle? You get a little wider every single time. Could you have been triple already? Let's get this way. Now, okay, that's a little too far, but you got my gist. You gotta go slowly. You can't just wide peek it. Now, there is a difference between wide peeking. Well, you know, there can be someone, and wide peeking when you don't know. When you're wide peeking right now, you completely unaware. But if you're wide peeking and you know, you can just wide peek, boom, instead. So, you know, awareness, pretty important, but, you know, it is a problem. Now, I would say this comes with time and experience, And also, pro play. Pro play is pretty important to watch. Now, it is corny that I'm saying that you should do that while watching a demo in of itself, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm not sure why you're so staggered and you're stopping so much, but if you're going to be taking so long, clear underpass first. There is a very common play where people jump out from window and they come lower, they fight upper, and then suddenly your backs are turned and you guys are all dead. Now also I don't like this because there's only 2 people on the B take, but I'll see how it plays out. Yeah, that's pretty staggered. Also, one more thing, it's not definitive that you have to throw smoke first and then the flash and whatever, because now when you throw the smoke, it's telegraphed that, yo, these people are coming B. Now this guy knows and he has enough time to set up. What if instead you guys flash first for the hall's peak, and then now this guy is slashed off the angle, and then he's mispositioned, if that makes sense, and then you guys can just run out, and you would have more of an advantage than if he was still like clearing and then in a good spot. Couple things. You're peeking with utility out when you know there's a guy cat. I don't know why you're doing that. You should be aware that he can peek you, bro. Be careful. It's not even awareness. It's just you have to be careful, man. You gotta use your head. Think. Okay, don't just run. Whatever. Okay. Also, there's a Molotov. You have a smoke. If you guys are gonna be rushing off of contact, you have to be smoking this, bro. I don't know who smoked. No one smoked. But if you're gonna not be smoking, or if no one is smoking, you guys are staggered, or you guys are taking an insane amount of damage from the Molotov when you didn't have to take the damage. It's unnecessary. And what if somebody was back pillar, bro? You're peeking with the Molotov in your hand again, man. Come on. Keep in mind, there was still a guy cat, and you guys never killed him. It's a 4v5, man. 5v4, my mistake. But you still know there was a guy cat, so that's good. Your teammate killed him, but it felt like you were completely oblivious to the fact that he could have actually just walked up, get left, and kill you there. He could have been like, you could have gotten close on this angle, and then peeked you, boom, raw, and you're dead. You have to be careful, man. All in the while, you have to think about what your teammates are watching. If your teammates are not watching the market walkout, usually I ask, yo, are you guys watching market? If yes, that's okay. If not, yo, be careful, man. Back is turned, bro. And now you're peeked out to the utility. See, it's all of these mistakes are okay, but if you keep on making the same mistakes over and over again, eventually it's gonna lead to a loss and you're gonna die. Now, the big overarching lesson you have to learn in this round: be aware of who can peek you. Don't peek with your utility out, yo. Firefighter, smoke the Molotov if you're like first or second. The first guy is usually too focused on fighting, and he needs to have his gun out. You, on the other hand, sure, you could trade, but you have time to whip out a smoke. But yeah, it is a little not the greatest round. Okay, let's see how this round goes. Once again, man, there's no reason for you to be running this far back in the apartments. You can run to here and maybe start walking. And now, essentially, you lost the timing for underpass. This guy could have jumped out into underpass and walked up by the time, I believe, and you would have been cooked. You have to clear that. You have to remember to clear that. It's very important. People do that a lot. Or, people do that. Good clear. However, no, not that much utility usage. You should probably whip it up beforehand. Angle clearing is a little awkward, I would say, but that's okay because honestly, your teammates were already up cat. But yeah. Beware a palace push. Make it Molotov. I was gonna tell you to do that. I would usually aim at this corner right here, because usually it hits better, and it'll actually go lower. Unless if you wanted to, you know, molly scaffolding, and in which case, then you did what you wanted to. Now, in a case like that, crouch spraying would not be horrible, because you have such a slim angle, you could get out pretty easily in the cover. Full of under palace. Once again, a little awkward, but you know, it is what it is. And once again, molly under palace. I would usually do that. It's pretty good at getting info. Oh my goodness, bro. My nose is clogged. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a pretty good idea to walk out when you have the information. One is CT and one is A main. You have two teammates there. You're done basically for like a long time. If both of your teammates die A main, sure, bomb is down. I know I get that you want to make a hero play, but back off. If you die, it's even worse off. Even if you get one, maybe that's okay. You would throw some, like, you know, disarray into the balance, but like still there's two more there. Most likely you're gonna get traded out. And also they have a massive low taper fade, massive crossfire. So what are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna aimbot on them? Most likely not. Let your teammates do something and then activate after that, because then you're just running out to your death very easily. Even if you get one, maybe two, you're gonna die, most likely. It's unfavorable, okay? You have to think about what fights are favorable for you to take and what is not. Now, I know it's a little hard, but you have to think about your numbers, your positioning, and enemy information. It's very important, okay? But, yeah, I'm just rambling. Learn your top mid smoke and your window smoke. If you're gonna be camping, if you're gonna be playing mid a lot, you have to. Some standard mid utility I like to do. If Khan is not smoked off, and if you know they have a history of rushing Khan, 1, nade it, 2, Molotov it. If you're not gonna nade it, Molotov it. Molotov is more default, but if you're smoking off, good. Smoke window, flash valley, or flash behind, or flash from here. There's so many flash lineups, so what you can do, you can also flash Delpan area, and that's all good. Also, I call this Delpan. I think a lot of NA people call this Delpan. I'm not sure why, but you know, that's what people say. Now, once again, I would say if you're just holding for the mid push, play further back, like up here, because if they do end up pushing mid and they do come, yo, you're cooked. You're a little cooked because you have no cover at all. If there's more than one, maybe you can get one, but I doubt you would get the second, most likely, because you got no help at all. No trade potential. Now that is good in that time. I wouldn't say it's too much of a problem that you were crouching, because everything else was already smoked up, but you have to be careful with your movement. Be more disciplined. I would say most likely power deduction. You killed one cat. Cat is still open. There's a massive hole. Think about it. No, I would say exploit that while the con smoke and window smoke are still up. Just run up cat, or try to take cat or ladder control. Now that way, if your teammates ever decide to, you know, actually split apps with bomb, and you can just go up and you guys can pinch the guys on B. In this case, the guy in apps. I need to watch that back. My bad. That's just a problem of awareness. Jiggle peek it before. Be aware of when the smoke can run out. But yeah, that's about it. But honestly, this game is over. But there are a lot of things, man. You're constantly getting caught with your pants down, and that's really bad. Cause okay. The more you play, the more common angles you're gonna know and learn to expect. Because right now, you're peeking every angle as if there is nobody there, and that's bad. Now, I'm not sure if this is because of experience or you're just lazy, but don't be lazy. If there's something you know if there's some spot on the map you know is not cleared for certain, don't peek it as if it's cleared. Don't treat it as if it's cleared. Don't pretend like nobody can walk out. Okay, pretend somebody can walk out. Pretend there is somebody there. and jiggle peek it, and don't just wide swing it without knowing what you're aiming at. Okay, that's basically the big idea in the second half, and one of the biggest problems I think you might have. Now, of course, this demo is old and you could have improved since then, but you have to remember that. Okay, be disciplined, don't be lazy, and clear stuff. Okay, clear stuff. Don't peek with your utility out, stuff like that. Okay, now it is 25 minutes. It is going a little long, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, thank you. I hope this was useful for maybe some viewers, especially for my student, Zuxis. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.